Okay, so let's talk about Power Tour 2023. Before we go any further, what is Power Tour? There's some people out here that may not understand Power Tour and may not have ever experienced Power Tour. So I'm going to give you a little bit different definition, a little different rundown than what a lot of people will, because I think some people overcomplicate it. Let's be honest about it. Power Tour in its essence is a way for average car guys or girls, or the girls, to bridge the gap to some aftermarket manufacturers. So what happens at Power Tours, they have an area set up there, and there will be groups of, I don't want to use the word vendor, but for lack of a better term at this moment, let's say vendors. There'll be a group of people put up there. This past year, I think DEI, the sound deadening group, was there. There was Summit was at some of the stops. Molly was there. There was just a slew of manufacturers there with their representatives. Holly was there. It gives average car folks like me and you probably an opportunity to sit and communicate with these people and to talk about possibly what's coming, possibly some of the products that you run of theirs that maybe you're having issues with, and you can talk to them about it. Possibly about a project you're working on and you need something for, but you don't quite know what you need. Well, these people are here and they're there to help, and they are extremely friendly and extremely knowledgeable. You will meet some of the people you see on TV and YouTube and all that stuff. Of course, they will be there, but that's not what it's really about. It's about bridging that gap between car people and aftermarket support. And you get to actually have communication with them. A bigger view of what Power Tour is a 2,000-mile rolling car show, bridging through small towns of America, 2-lane back roads, see the country, and you get to see the country. You get to experience a moment in time, basically. Now, yes, I'll get to the vehicles in a moment, but you will get to experience a moment in time where you're cruising down the road, and say you have to get on the interstate for a short stint to scoot from one spot to another. You'll be cruising down the interstate, for example, and you'll look in front of you, and there'll be 40s, 50s cars in front of you. You look beside you, and there may be 50s and 60s cars beside you, and you look up in your mirror, and there may be 50s and 60s and 70s cars behind you, and you're in this moment of time where you're rolling down the road and you're surrounded by old metal and old iron, and you're all just smiling and cruising and having a good time. And you'll cruise through these small towns where kids will literally be standing on the side of the road, and people will be throwing little Hot Wheel cars out to them, or Matchbox cars, whatever your flavor is. If you're a Matchbox person, more power, Hot Wheels, whatever your flavor is, not judging. Throw sticks at them if you want to. That's your call. I mean, personally, I like to give them, cars and stuff. But life is rough, right? But so it's in this bigger form. It's a rolling car show. But then you get to the venues. The parking lots are full of these cars. You get to walk through and you get to see all these cars. And then they have the main stage area where you have those vendors and stuff that we mentioned before. And you'll have a stage up there. There'll be bands on. But then at the venues, they'll also have activities. Some of them may have a little road course set up there and you can go participate in that. Some of them may have drag racing. You can go participate in that. It's really a car guy or gals event that you can truly enjoy just being in the car, and you can enjoy being around like-minded people. The world kind of fades away for a week and you get to enjoy the moment of it. Now, there's people that take the, I always do the long hauler, and there's a couple reasons why, but people will take the stance that I'll go to the one that's closest to me and just do a day pass, and that's fine if that's what you need to do. And they'll walk through the parking lot and they'll figure, okay, well, I've seen the cars here, but you really haven't. As a person who does the long haulers, I can tell you that I can park at the venue, walk through the cars, and be at the venue for a couple of hours and walk back through the cars, and it's a different show because cars have left, cars have come in, they've moved around. It's a different show, and it's a different show at each stop because some people come in late, some people come in early. So it really is a constant evolving car show. Speaking of parking and stuff, I've heard people say that they felt as though they needed to get a gold pass or a platinum pass because of preferred parking. Personally, my take on it now, you do not have to agree with this. I feel like you kind of get shortchanged with the preferred parking. Some of the venues we went to last year, some of the preferred parking was over in another lot. Now, sometimes I know in some of the venues, preferred parking just means you get to park up front and everybody else parks back here. But in the case of last year, some of them was in a different area. There was another fenced-in area over here that was at some of the venues, and that's just the way the venues were laid out. One of the big draws to me is walking through the parking lot and seeing all these cars. So if you do the gold package, for instance, you pay the extra for the gold package. You get preferred parking, you get one meal at one venue. That's the gold package. I don't feel like it's a value, in my opinion. Now, I understand people's going to disagree with this, but I don't feel like it's a value, in my opinion, because I want to walk through the parking lot and see this. Well, now preferred parking is over here. I have to turn and come back through here and walk through all this and then go back over here. And you're paying extra to park by yourself over here or with this other group of people. And I think you kind of miss some of the experience with doing that. I know people are going to disagree with that, but I actually like to go into the venues, and if all the parking's up here, I like to park way back here somewhere. That way I have to walk through this sea of classic cars to get to the main stage and do all that. And then I have to walk through that same sea, but different because the cars have moved around in and out, and get to see a different group of cars. I've literally seen people that would park on the side of the road at the entrance of the venue in the grass instead of coming into the venue so they can actually watch all the cars go in and out. A big part of it is getting to see all the vehicles there. And I feel with the gold package, you kind of get shortchanged on all that. And I know there's people that disagree with that, but my thought pattern is you're paying a whole lot more to park away from a lot of the group. And you can feel however you want to about that. I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not trying to deter you from it. Matter of fact, the gold package is already sold out at the time of making this video. It's sold the platinum package. Now, the platinum package, you do get a little more with it because they book all your hotel rooms for you. You get the preferred parking. You get all that stuff. So it takes away having to find these hotels and stuff. Now, the value is not necessarily there with the platinum package, because if you actually go through and price all the hotels and stuff, you save quite a bit of money doing it all on your own. Now, I understand the convenience factor of not having to think through any of it, and if that's the way you want to go, that's fine. I really do prefer the long hauler package because I prefer being in that core group of the majority of the cars that are traveling and all. And you kind of get that with the gold and the platinum, but then you're parked separately. Plus, the platinum packages, they kind of pick all these hotels for you, so you're kind of grouped with these other platinum package people. And again, not a problem. I'm not trying to say it is, but what I'm trying to say is you're traveling in this bubble over here, and you're staying with these people in this bubble over here, and you're parking with these people in this bubble over here, and then there's 3,000 more cars in this huge bubble over here that's moving around, and you're not getting to interact with as much as you would. I feel like you get a little shortchanged with the packages. The packages do add some convenience to it, so do not let me deter you from popping on one of those if that's what you feel like you need to do. Now again, at the time of this, they're already sold out, so it's not a thing to worry about. What else can we talk about Power Tour? Last year there was a lot of complaints about the heat, and I hear people talking about it this year. Well, first off, we don't know what temperature is going to be this year. Last year was an anomaly. I don't think it's ever been that hot on Power Tour before, but it's possible. I would suggest that you have a cooling system in your car that can keep up in stop and go traffic. It's one thing for your car to stay cool driving 60 miles an hour down the highway, but when you're literally stopped, move 2 feet, stop, move 2 feet, stop, like you may be doing in some of these small towns when these people want to hand out toys to these kids. Don't get upset because traffic isn't moving. They're literally trying to influence the next generation of hot rodders. So don't be that guy. That's what I'll say. Don't be that guy. Just enjoy the cruise. What I will say is make sure your cooling system in your vehicle is up to the task. My suggestion would be a month or a few weeks before Power Tour, take your car out somewhere and drive it around, a few days or months before your temperatures are probably going to be close, or try to find you a day that you think the temperatures are close. Take your car out and go for a cruise in it. Maybe go downtown somewhere so you're in some red light traffic and stuff. Put those cooling systems through a cycle just to make sure you're good. People worry about breakdowns. I will tell you this, that there are roughly 3,000 to 5,000 people on Power Tour at any given time. If you have anything go wrong, someone is going to stop and help you. It's not like you're just going to be sit there left for dead. Somebody will stop and help you. Most likely, someone will either have something you need, or they can give you a ride to a parts store. Who knows? I literally seen guys with, in last years, I literally seen guys with like 60s and 70s trucks with service beds on the back of them, packed full of parts, and they were literally helping people on the side of the road. The car community is awesome, and they will help you. The last point I will make about it is you need to stay off the Facebook forums. There is a lot of people last year that complained about more modern cars being on the Power Tour. And first off, nothing was ever said at any venue. None of these people said anything to anybody. None of these people made anybody feel unwelcome anywhere, because things do happen. Sometimes you need a plan B or a plan C vehicle. But they get on Facebook and complain about these modern cars, all these modern cars on here. We got shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Stop it. You sound like a 4-year-old that somebody took their favorite toy. Shut up. Power Tour is open to anything you want to drive. Let me make that clear. I am driving a 68 wagon this year. I'll go show it to you in a few moments and we'll take a walk around it. But Power Tour is open to any vehicle you want to drive. The majority of people tend to gravitate, if you look at the car world, the majority of people tend to gravitate toward the vehicles that they seen growing up, that influenced their mind in that age range of probably 15 to 18. The cars that they seen that they thought was hot then tends to be, when they get old enough to have some money, tends to be the cars they gravitate to. Me, I like 60s and 70s cars. Now, I am the oddball that is a little before my 15 to 18 time range, but that's the cars that I've seen a lot of and I loved, so I tend to gravitate toward those. There's guys that likes 50s cars. There's guys that like 40s cars. But understand this, we are getting to the age now, gentlemen and ladies, that the folks that went to high school, them like in the Fox body Mustangs, for instance, and the SN95 Mustangs, is no different than us like in the 60s and 70s cars. So about that same gap in age range. So think about that before you complain about something that they're driving. They're doing nothing no different than you are. It's just their age is here and they like what's here. And that gap is always going to be there. So it's just the next generation of hot rodders coming up. You can't really hate on them. And yes, there's some people out there that will bring a brand hammer new car. So what? If you don't like it, when you walk through that little parking lot and you're looking at all these cars, you do one of these. That's called walking on by. You just walk on by it. Shut up. Just walk on by it. So the basic gist of it is make sure you got your cooling system good, drive whatever you want to. There's always going to be help around, and freaking enjoy it. You can find negative in anything. This is a week-long vacation that you get to enjoy living in the past every day. Enjoy it. See small town America. See things you're not going to get to see anywhere else while cruising in your old iron. Power Tour is an amazing thing. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments and I will try to answer any question I can about Power Tour. There will be people there to help you. You're not going to be alone. You are not, understand me when I say this, you are not alone on Power Tour at any time. At any time. Whether you're driving down the freeway, whether you're driving 2-lane back roads, whether you're sitting in the facility or whether you're sitting in a hotel parking lot, you are not alone on Power Tour. Power Tour is a rolling gearhead paradise, and there will be people there to help you. It doesn't matter what you drive, what brand you are. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. There will be people there to help you. Enjoy it. Find the positive in every day. Last year in 2023, the way we decompressed in the evenings is there was a group of us went and traveled together, and one of the ways I like to decompress in the evening is it wasn't one of those, man, it was a hot day today. Whoa, I wish we had those were never talked about. At the end of the day, the way we decompressed was, what was your favorite part of the day? We always ended the day on that positive. What was your favorite part of the day? What did you enjoy the most today? What was your favorite car you seen today? We had those conversations at the end of the day to get us ready for the next day because we wanted to end on a positive. I'm telling you that everyone needs to experience Power Tour at least once. Now, the route this year, they won't actually give you the route that everybody's going to take till closer to it, but the stops this year, it always starts where it ended the year before, except for the weird COVID year thing where some venues were closed. No, that's in the past and we don't talk about that. They always start where they ended the year before. So 2022, it ended in Atlanta. So it is going to start in Atlanta. It's going to go from Atlanta to Columbia, South Carolina. Yep. I'm pretty happy with the route this year because they're literally going to they're going to circle my house. So we're going from Atlanta to Columbia. We're going from Columbia to Rockingham, Charlotte to Bristol. It's going to be an amazing route this year. There's already people trying to find things wrong with it, but don't. It's going to be an amazing route. You're going to get to see a little bit of everything on that route. As a guy that lives in a lot of that area, or as I said, it pretty well circles where I live at. So as a guy in that area, you're going to get to see a little bit of everything. You'll probably get to see some of the more urban environments going from Atlanta to Columbia. From Columbia to Rockingham, you will start getting in that transitional thing where you start seeing more rural mixed with the urban stuff. Same thing over to the Charlotte area. And then from there to Bristol, you're going to get to see some beautiful mountain countryside. It is really going to be a gorgeous route. It's going to have something in it for everyone this year. It's going to be great, and just do it. The long haul package is still available. You do all the long haul. You go in at each venue. They give you a little card. You go in at each venue. You get the little hole punched on your card. It usually has a different little shape for each one. You go in and get your little hole punched. And at the end of the week, you turn in your card with all 5 of your stops punched on there, and they give you a monstrous plaque that says, you survived Hot Rod Power Tour long haul, and it's got all the dates and everything on it. I cannot tell you how much you will enjoy it. You will be exhausted at the end of it, but it's one of those things, it's one of those weird things where on the last day you're going, man, we finally made it. Let's go in here and get a long haul plaque. I need to sleep for a couple days. This has been cool, but I need some rest. And then 2 days later you're going, man, is it time to go back again? When can we do it again? So ready. What I'm saying is you'll enjoy it. Let's take a quick look at what I'm taking this year. And again, you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you're bringing. Hey, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It's an absolute, just monumentally good time. Even the people that stuff goes wrong generally enjoy it. You will always have some negative people in it. Disregard those people, put them out of your mind. There's going to be a handful of those anyway. I always say if you handed everybody a $100 bill, somebody bitched because theirs was wrinkled. Just ignore them. Do it. Go online, get your long haul pass or day pass if that's all you can swing, and do it. If you've never done it before and you want to jump in, get a multi-day pass and do a couple of stops. If you feel, I didn't do that. I'm kind of the guy that just dives into stuff. The very first time we went, we bought the long haul pass and we did it and learned a lot. Oh, we learned a lot. I'm telling you everything you need to know. I'm not going to overcomplicate it like some of these people do. It's really simple. Last year, we actually didn't even really spend any money doing it. We booked all of our rooms and everything way in advance. So we spent money on gas, and we carried a cooler full of food and a little grill around with us. And we never went out to eat. We never done anything. We literally done an entire power tour for whatever it cost us in fuel. And it wasn't that much. I think we spent, I think we come out of power tour spending $300 or $400. We didn't spend much money at all. Now, granted, there was times when we felt like we missed out on stuff because we wasn't at some of these places hanging out with some of these people after hours at some of these restaurants and stuff and some of these hotels and things. But last year we needed to be on a tight budget and we still wanted to do it. So that's how we chose to do it. Let's take a look at what I'm taking this year. This year, our 68 Ford Ranch Wagon is the plan. Plan A. I always got a plan B in store, but plan A. And I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna give her a little different look, and I gotta do some maintenance items to it, and we'll see y'all on Power Tour. If you see us, stop by and say hello. This is gonna be the Steed, and we'll do some videos on getting it ready, but this is gonna be the Steed for Power Tour this year. We will see y'all in June with it. Hope the Lord blesses you today. Again, if you have any questions about Power Tour, drop them down here in the comments. I'll try to answer them. Heck, just let me know what you're bringing. God bless y'all. We'll see you later.